The city of Quetzaltenango was officially founded by the Spanish on the 15th of May, 1524, though the name Quetzaltenango came from the Mexican indigenous people, the Tlaxcaltecas, who accompanied the Spanish conquistador Pedro de Alvarado and his forces during their invasion of the Guatemalan highlands. The area quickly became the site of many small towns, which formed the city of Quetzaltenango, often called Xelajú or Xela by the local people. In the year 1809, the official seal of the city of Quetzaltenango, a volcano with a quetzal bird at the top, was created. On the 15th of September of 1821, the Republic of Guatemala declared its independence from Spanish rule. Quetzaltenango tried seceding from Guatemala and joining Mexico, but was disappointed by the results and decided to create a highland republic to be named the Estado de los Altos. The Estado de los Altos was officially declared on February 8, 1838, but was quickly crushed by the Guatemalan president Rafael Carrera, who invaded the city of Quetzaltenango and the surrounding area in April of 1840 and again in 1849 to destroy the resistance. Around the turn of the century, and especially in the early 1900s, the city of Quetzaltenango flourished, and economic and artistic ventures became a vital part of the city. During these years, the municipal theater and the city in general were host to such a succession of artists, dramatists, and musicians that the area was nicknamed the Athens of Central America. The position of the city was further enhanced by the presidency of the former mayor of Quetzaltenango, Manuel Estrada Cabrera, from 1898 to 1920. Cabrera enjoyed the idea of a Greek style of city, and the architecture of this time reflected his tastes. He directed the construction of the Templo de Minerva, which today stands next to the city's largest market, and the Teatro Municipal bears the distinctive Greek columns that he favored as well. The unfortunate rise to power of President Jorge Ubico in 1931 halted this progress and destroyed much of the city's growing status, as he closed the main bank, Banco del Occidente, and the School of Law, and destroyed the newly completed Highland Railroad, and persecuted many prominent citizens and journalists in the area in a bid to seal his authoritarian grip on power. After Ubico was removed from power, the city recovered and returned to its unique place in the Guatemalan landscape. The indigenous people in Quetzaltenango have flourished, making up nearly half of the population of the city and claiming political and economic power in ways that they have been unable to do in other parts of the country. Some of the most celebrated people in Guatemalan history were originally from Quetzaltenango, including Otto René Castillo, who is considered the most influential writer in the country, President Jacobo Arbenz Guzman, who was overthrown by the CIA in 1954, and Jesus Castillo, the best-known marimba composer in Guatemala and in the world. This is also the birthplace of the double marimba, a uniquely Guatemalan instrument, which was created by Sebastián Hurtado and is often played at weddings and at other celebrations, and to play the unofficial anthem of Quetzaltenango, Luna de Xelajú by Paco Pérez. population 50% indigenous and 50% Latino, this city is an example of how historically exploited indigenous people have obtained economic and political power in Guatemala, running small and big businesses. In 1986, Quetzaltenango elected its first indigenous mayor in 150 years. The city of Quetzaltenango now has many museums and theaters. One is the old court building and city jail, now the Cultural Center, a museum which includes local wildlife, Mayan history, and the history of the marimba. The courthouse, and many of the other buildings which surround the Central Park, are in the colonial style of the Spanish conquistadores. The historical Teatro Municipal still hosts theatrical presentations, and other theaters and cultural centers around the city center also host a wide variety of art exhibits, dance expositions, and conferences on topics such as indigenous issues and youth empowerment. Around Quetzaltenango, there are many opportunities to learn about Guatemalan culture. Locals make chocolate and tortillas by hand in their shops, and many are happy to show off their abilities and knowledge if asked. Tourists can find examples of the traditional weaving styles of the area at local women's cooperatives in Xela and Zunil, where lessons in traditional backstrap loom weaving are given daily. Another way to support the local economy is to buy a pound or two of locally grown organic fair trade coffee, or go on a trip to a local or indigenous-owned coffee finca. The trips to the fincas are a great experience in the outdoors due to Guatemala's temperate climate, a function of both the latitude and the altitude of Quetzaltenango. Quetzaltenango is nearly a mile above sea level, creating a climate that is too cool for the mosquitoes of the tropics to survive in the surrounding area, yet warm enough that a winter coat is almost never a necessity. Though the beach is only a few hours away by bus, the climate around Quetzaltenango tends to range from 40 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. It can get cold during the winter months of November through January, but warms up again swiftly by February or March. The rainy season, which starts in June and lasts through November, is not a monsoon season, and though it rains many afternoons during this time, there's generally ample time in the mornings to go on many excursions around Quetzaltenango. There are a wide variety of fun outdoor activities around Quetzaltenango, as the city of Xela is surrounded by at least 10 mountains and numerous parks. The indigenous name of Quetzaltenango is Xelajú, which means the city under 10 mountains. One of these mountains is La Muela, a mountain hike with some areas for rock climbing and scrambling along the path.